lending, and the smaller commercial bank, 9 branches offering own banks, and 12 joint venture bank, and 27 regional development banks, and 13 Sharia banks, and 44 conventional banks. We have rural banks and microfinance institutional. There is operate in lending activity, but rural bank has a limited scope of activity compared to commercial bank. But there is an attractive enough for customer because there is more easily to customer get lending services. Other player leading, there is a multi-finance companies in Indonesia, more than 200 multi-finance company. There is their activity 8% of national lending. The multi-finance companies is licensed in leasing activity, credit card, financing, other activity beside the lending activity. This company include Adira, Dinamika Finance, Klipen Finance, Astra Sedaya Finance, and others. Okay, this is leading players in financial technology in Indonesia. Okay, no, rapid growth in financial technology have new challenges. Okay, there is many peer-to-peer lending and fintech lenders. Most platforms are testing phase and are set to reach the critical mass in the not too distant future. No, with significant investment from large foreign investors, will are now expanding with rapid increase of customers. So there is a great opportunity for fintech startup in Indonesia. Okay, this is how the fintechs affect in Asia Pacific region and Indonesia. So we know that there is an fintech has achieved mass adoption in most countries in the world, and have gained significant market transaction for the underserved population. According to the survey by Horseshoe of there is for population Asia Pacific. Okay, there is for around 4,000 billion total population in Asia Pacific region. And since 2016 in Asia Pacific, internet, we know the internet things, everyone, they use internet for every activity. So at least 2 or more fintech services are used by each customers. So almost all of adult use fintech services. Okay. Now in Indonesia, fintech ecosystem includes saving and investment, money transfer and payment, point of sales, lending and borrowing, accounting, financial planning, crowdfunding, and now newest is cryptocurrency, I think. Okay. Okay. We know that money transfer and payment, more than 50% use fintech ecosystem, and most digitally active customers. I think is Indonesia is emerging market. Start the start growing company in Indonesia is the potential for future in the sector of fintech. Because Indonesia is archipelago countries and many island and still limited infrastructure and credit information. So fintech company in Indonesia hope will be has ability to solve financial inclusion challenge in Indonesia, because in Indonesia we have many small medium enterprises, so there is fintech will help SMEs to easily financial transaction. Okay. There is a crucial factor for growth of fintech company in Indonesia. The first is customers' behavior. Because a lot of customers, especially youngsters, find that using mobile payment is more convenient. And the second is lower fees. Government encourages access to financial services by giving lower transaction fees. So it is financial services is still interesting for transaction. And the third is high restriction from conventional bank. Small medium enterprise, especially having difficulty when they will loan for their business for conventional bank. So this is a opportunity for fintechs to grow and deliver services for SMEs. Okay. Now, how a trend and financial technology in Indonesia? Now we have increased popularity cashless transaction, and this is an emergency for fintech startup. In end of 2016, we have more 17 billion credit card used in Indonesia. So there is expanding for fintech in key financial services, including payment and lending. Okay. Nah, in Indonesia, industry positive growth in terms of transaction value. So this is would increase significant in the fintech development. Okay. Okay. This is example of cashless payment providers such as Doku, Mitrans, and Sendit, with hundreds of other fintech innovation on the rise. Okay. And growing use of e-money has shown no sign of slowing, with fintech startup around the world, including Indonesia, pushing for cashless society. Okay. Now, in Indonesia, because many SME, so Indonesia have pushing for financial inclusion. So there is a highest unbanked population for deliver fintech services. Okay. Finance Services Authority in Indonesia and relevant agency have been holding fintech festival to increase customer awareness. So there is one of activity how to unbank customers can use lending and borrowing from fintechs. Okay. And Finance Services Authority of Indonesia, and Indonesia is Otoritas Jasa Keuangan, and Central Bank of Indonesia has implemented a fintech registration system from startup company. So there is a formally recognized the fintech company in Indonesia. Okay, there is a challenge for fintech in Indonesia. This is Indonesian bank have very positive image compared to startup company. So Indonesia also fintech have a payment option for both in-person and online transaction, and only available at certain merchant, and it continue to grow. Still limited, and it is give opportunity to grow in the future. Okay, and there is a proper business license in Indonesia. Okay, operating e-wallet need some business license. Okay, there is, I think it's Indonesian bank has licensed the fintech. Okay. Next, fintech development and milestone in Indonesia. We know that in the 2016, the first time fintech and the investment in Indonesia has have hit a rate in 2017 and progress in up to now. Okay, digital payment hit a total transaction. Okay, more $18 billion US in 2017, and the Financial Services Authority in Indonesia has been actively setting measures to promote the growth of fintechs. Okay. Okay, this is my sharing about fintechs in Indonesia. I think you have know how and about the fintech, so we will discuss freely. Okay, thank you for everyone. And if you have any question, you can email. There is my email address, and there is my WhatsApp group. WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. And okay, I will finish my share. Okay. Thank you, Bu Andini.
Thank you so much, Ibu Dr. Prihat Assih, for a very insightful presentation about financial technology. For all of the participants, we will have the Q&A session at the end of this program. Please kindly type in your questions in the Zoom chat box. Kindly state your name, where do you come from, and followed by your questions. Next, we will listen to the lecture by Associate Professor Lin Li. Associate Professor Lin Li, without further ado, the platform is yours.
Okay, thank you for Dr. Prihat's great lecture. Okay. We share the screen first. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Lin Li. You can call me Claire. I'm today's lecturer from the School of Finance and Insurance, Guangxi University of Finance and Economics. Today, my lecture's topic is digital currency, China's digital yuan, or you can call it ECNY. Okay, and then I will introduce the definition, the advantages and disadvantages of digital currency, and the characteristics, the types of digital currencies. And I will take our China's digital yuan, or we call it ECNY, as the example to explore more knowledge about digital currency. Okay, before my lecture, I will show you a video, okay? Oh, okay. I will show you a video.
Digital currency. Digital currency is a digital coin that you can send through the internet. This currency represents value that is not issued by a central bank or government, but is accepted by people as a means of payment for goods and services. Digital currencies have a number of advantages compared to other alternatives. Traditional banks charge fees to process monetary transactions. This increases the cost of everything you buy. They can even freeze your account and refuse to release your money if they choose to. But digital coins can be transferred or exchanged over the internet, from person to person, person to business, business to business, without going through a bank. This means lower fees, no account freezes, no arbitrary limits, and no restrictions on your account. Your digital coins can be stored in a digital wallet, cloud wallet, or cold storage, and can be traded on a digital currency exchange for other currencies, including the US dollar, the euro, and many others. What is mining? Digital currencies are generated all over the internet by anybody running an application called a digital currency miner. Mining requires a certain amount of work for each reward block of coins. This work is done by solving complex mathematical problems while simultaneously verifying transactions on the digital currency network. All this work is done by software running on specialized computer mining hardware. When two people exchange a digital coin over the internet, other people record and verify that transaction. When your mining hardware has computed and recorded transactions, if you are lucky enough to complete a block, you are rewarded for this work with new digital coins from the network. Why should you mine? Well, one reason is because digital currencies are still in their infancy. In fact, Bitcoin, the first digital currency, was just issued in 2009. Since that time, the value of Bitcoin has risen dramatically. As the difficulty of mining new Bitcoins increases, the value of the coins have also increased. Thousands of merchants, including Dell, Overstock.com, Tiger Direct, Newegg, and many more now accept Bitcoin as a direct method of payment for their goods and services. As more places accept digital currency, the value of that currency tends to increase. More and more people are mining digital currencies every day.
Okay, the video stopped here. Just now, I'm not sure if you pay attention to the definition and the characteristics of the digital currencies. But from the video, we can see the definition of digital currency is a kind of digital coin you can send through the internet. This currency represents value that is not issued by any central bank or government, but is accepted by people as the means of payment for goods and services. So here we can see the digital currency is available only in digital or electronic form. So we can also call it digital money, e-money, e-currency, or cyber cash. Okay, well, let's see some advantages and disadvantages of digital currency. Let's see the advantages first. First of all, they have fast transfer and transaction times. Because digital currencies generally exist within the same network as the video mentioned, right? And accomplish transfer without intermediaries like like commercial banks. Thus, the time for transfer from person to person, from person to business, from business to business is extremely fast. And without a need for any intermediaries, the transactions are usually instantaneous and low cost. And the digital currency-based transaction also bring in the necessary record keeping and transparency. Okay, the second one, they do not require physical manufacturing and cannot be solid. Okay, it is no need to set up a special mint and prepare specially made paper and minted metals to make our fiat money, right? Because nowadays we often use the fiat money. The types of our fiat monies are our banknotes, coins, and some deposits. But if we use this kind of digital currencies, it's no need to prepare the physical manufacturing and specially made materials for making the for issuing the money. Okay, next one, they can ease implementation of monetary and fiscal policy. Okay, do you know how the newly issued money circulation? First of all, okay, the newly issued money will go from the central authority and then will be transported to some financial intermediaries like our commercial banks and then go to the public, right? So we need to pay some fees for the transportations, and also our commercial banks will charge us some fees. But if we use this kind of digital currencies, we will save the cost of time and money. Okay, next one, they can make transaction costs cheaper. As what I mentioned right above. Okay, I will give you an example. The digital currencies also enable instant transactions that can be seamlessly executed across borders. For example, if you are a merchant who is located in the United States and you want to send the money to your counterparty residing in the Singapore, then provided you are both connected in the same network, then you can pay by the digital currency. Okay, that will make the transaction cost cheaper. Okay, but let's see the disadvantages. The first one, they do not solve all storage and infrastructure problem because it's no need for us to use the physical wallet. But we need to have a safe environment for us to store this e-currency into an e-wallet. So the safe environment is quite important for the storage. Okay, the second, they are susceptible to hacking. Also, it requires a safe requirement for the digital currency's utility, right? Okay, the third, they can be volatile in value. I will take the Bitcoin as the example. Okay, later I will show you the fluctuation of the prices on the Bitcoins. It will have a big fluctuations on the prices. Okay, next one. Okay, let's take some key takeaways, key points of the digital currency. The first one, only accessible with computers or mobile phones, because they are the virtual currencies, right? Not the physical ones. Okay, next one, do not require intermediaries. Just now I told you, our central authorities can release the funds directly to the public without any commercial banks. Okay, the third, all cryptocurrencies are digital currencies, but not all digital currencies are cryptocurrencies. I'm not sure if you know the cryptocurrencies. For example, the Bitcoins and the Doggy coins, they are the cryptocurrencies, and they must be supported by some fintechs, as Dr. Prihat mentioned, right? For example, the blockchain, and also they need the certain safe environment for the transactions. Okay, and the third, make transactions cost cheaper. Okay, I will mention it again. The last one, enable instant transactions that can be seamlessly executed across borders. Just now I mentioned the example, right, between the two traders between United States and Singapore, right? Okay, next one. Characteristics of digital currencies. I listed 3 characteristics. The first one, exist in digital form. As I mentioned earlier, digital currencies only exist in digital form. They do not have the physical equipment, physical manufacturing places, right? Okay, the second, they are centralized or decentralized. So what kind of centralized currencies? Just now I mentioned the fiat money. That is what you put in your wallets, right? The banknotes and the coins circulated in your country, in the market. They are the centralized currencies. And also we have the decentralized currencies, such as the Bitcoins or the Doggy coins. Okay, next one. Digital currencies can transfer value. Okay, here I will give you an example. In the past, we often use currencies as a means for exchanging the goods and services. But nowadays, we can use our currencies, especially the digital currencies, to extend, okay, their functions. For example, in the game, right? In the games, we can use our digital currencies to expand the life of the player, right? And provide them with extra superpowers. So this is not a kind of purchases or sales of some goods and services. So nowadays, we will have more functions on the digital currencies rather than the traditional currencies. Okay, next one. Let's see the types. Here, I listed 3 types of digital currencies for you. The first one, that is the digital currency I mentioned just now. Okay, here I will show you the picture. That is the ECNY, our China's digital yuan. Okay, later I will give you the introduction, okay, on this, the ECNY. Okay, the second, virtual currencies. This type of currency, it's a kind of unregulated digital currency that is controlled by its developers, its founding organizations, or its defined network protocol. So here I will give you the Tencent currency created by a Tencent company in our China. So people can use this kind of Tencent coins to purchase some the game coins, or they can purchase some skins for their the game players, or even they can purchase the music membership on this company. Okay, the last one, cryptocurrencies. Okay, here I will give you example, Bitcoins. Here is the picture to show Bitcoins. like golden coins, right? And here in the middle, there is a letter B. This kind of, it is not a really virtual currency. In some countries or regions, it also have the physical ones, but this kind of currency is banned in China. We cannot use this kind of Bitcoin in the circulation of our market. But some people may see it as a kind of investment tools. Okay, next one. Next one, I will show you a video on our China's digital yuan, or we can call it ECNY, China yuan, right? Okay, let's see the video.
Thank you. Can I first digital yuan? Here at the Winter Olympics, China has debuted its digital yuan to foreign visitors and athletes. Cryptocurrencies are banned in China, but it's still a strong supporter of blockchain tech. The ECNY is a centralized cash-like digital currency that will mostly be used for retail payments everywhere, at restaurants, stores, and even on the train. So here's how it works. There's this ECNY mobile app you use to set up a digital wallet from China's central bank, PBOC. Then you transfer money into it from your bank account or cash at the bank. Now it's time to shop. I'm gonna get some snacks. Thank you. Can I first digital yuan? Okay. It worked? Okay. Yay. Great. My colleague Alan, who's also here covering the Olympics, tried it out in the cafeteria.
About to pay for my weird-looking spaghetti using the digital yuan. Okay, shoes are in big.
In April of 2020, China became the world's first major economy to pilot a digital currency. As more people adopt the digital yuan, the government will have greater control over financial transactions. It can observe how money is spent in real time, since digital currency can be traced and recorded accurately, which also raises some privacy concerns. But for now, most users don't seem too worried.
这些的话也都无所谓的，就是反正中国的保障还是都挺好的，而且有你这个信息，它也不会，因为它是国家嘛，它不像个人，它不会用作于什么其他的用途。
Overall, it's pretty easy to use, so we'll see if other countries follow. Will the US create a digital dollar? We'll see.
Okay, so did you remember the sentence the woman said? It's pretty easy to use, right? Okay, so what's one of the hot words we hear in 2022 in China? Do you know? That is what you watched in the video. That is ECNY. Because the ECNY application, just now you saw in the video, it's a kind of application, it's a pilot version, has been officially launched on January the 4th this year. And will this new thing change our way of payments? I'm not sure if you know our popular payment modes in China. The Chinese often use Alipay and WeChat Pay. And here now we have more option, that is the ECNY. So what is the difference among ECNY, WeChat, and Alipay? Is it a big trend in the future? Well, now I will take you to the world of our ECNY and know about the opportunities and the challenges of the utility of ECNY. Okay, let's get started on the, okay, next page, okay? So first of all, I will let you see the development history of our ECNY. Okay, ECNY, our government, okay, set up a research group on ECNY in the year 2014 and 2015. And then in the next 2 years, it carried out research on how to launch this kind of e-currency and test the digital bill trading platform. And then in the year 2018 and 2019, we have this project developed. And then also we have some cooperated companies and some institutions. And also we start the closed loop testing. Okay, in the year 2020 and 2021, we have some pilot work. Which means our government just look for some pilot cities to use the eCNY. Okay, nowadays we have 10 pilot cities to use eCNY, but it's a pity that our Guangxi is not the pilot reason to use eCNY. But I think in the near future we will be the pilot place. Okay, now let's see. Why we just launched this eCNY. I will show you some graphs. Okay, here is the size of the digital economy from the year 2005 to 2020. Okay, by 2020, you can see this graph. The proportion of the whole digital economy in GDP is close to 40%. 40%. So just under this condition and background, our eCEN were launched. And the second, you can see here is the rankings of global mobile payment penetration rates in 2020. Here you can see China. China ranked first. That is the annual, average annual transaction value per user. So in the global mobile payment penetration rate rankings last year, in 2020, China retained the top with penetration rate of 32.7%. Okay, and the penetration rate of global mobile payment, China is still the highest, accounting for 80%. That is the second background for the launching of our eCNY. Okay, the third I will show you. Show you the annual growth of MO in China. I'm not sure the students here, if you have learned finance, learn finance, learn the 3 levels of our money. We have 3 hierarchies of money in China. The first hierarchy is MO. MO, which means the cash circulated in the markets outside of our commercial banks. And the second hierarchy will be the current deposits and MO. And the last one will be the quasi money, including those other types of deposits and some bills or even stocks, the quasi money. So MO should be the most liquid asset in China. But here you can see in recent years, the quantity of this level of assets just go higher and higher, which means although the size of our e-economy increased, but most of people or some of the people still trust in the paper currency. So here you can see, because MO stands for the cash, right? Cash. So nowadays we have both types of currencies. We have the paper made, we have the mint coins, as well as this kind of virtual ones. Okay, now let's see. Also, I will show you other data. Around 86% central banks in most countries in the world have the layout of launching digital currencies, which follows the global digital trend and promote the future cross-border payments. But in China, it's a kind of pilot research and pilot utilities. So we seldom, or we still have a long way to go to use the eCNY in our cross-border payments. Okay, next one. I also listed some questions. I'm not sure if the students will ask me, but I listed some questions. Maybe you will feel confused. Okay, question 1. What are the differences among eCNY, WeChat, and Alipay? Okay, I will talk about this from 2 dimensions. WeChat or Alipay, I'm not sure you know this kind of 2 payment modes. We also downloaded the applications on our mobile phone, and then we just open this app, and then we just scan a QR code. Then the money will go from our e-account, e-wallet to the sellers. So in China, we often use this kind of payment modes, especially when you ask for the taxi or some takeaway foods. We can also use WeChat or Alipay to pay. Okay, Alipay or WeChat is like a wallet, and digital currency is like the cash inside the wallets. I'm not sure if it is clear for you to understand. Okay, in order to facilitate your understanding, I take the example. In the early days, we'd like to take a wallet to go out, right? And inside we put a lot of banknotes and bank cards. But today, if we have the WeChat or Alipay, it's no use for us to take the bank cards or cash. But now our eCNY is the 3rd option for us to do the payment. So eCNY is also another new app, and then we can transfer the money from our commercial bank to this app, and also you can use your cash, put your cash into the bank and transfer the cash into this eCNY app. Then when we do the payment, we can choose WeChat Pay, Alipay, and also the 3rd option, eCNY. And then WeChat Pay and Alipay, sometimes maybe the intermediaries may charge us some fees, but eCNY is launched by our government, our central bank, and without any financial intermediaries. So no commercial banks will charge us any fees on our payment by using this eCNY. Okay, well, next one. Let's see the second question. What are the differences between eCNY and Bitcoins? Just now I told you Bitcoins belong to the cryptocurrencies, right? And Bitcoins will be supported by some fintechs. As Dr. Prihat mentioned, right? Okay, the blockchain, and some countries or some regions may admit the position of the Bitcoins, but in China, they are banned in the circulation. Maybe will be some people's investment tools. But what are the differences? Here, I will show you 2 graphs. Okay, here you can see this. This is our eCNY, but maybe in China, you can see different colors, different denominations from your app, because maybe they are issued by different institutions, and they may have different denominations. Let's see the source, the eCNY source. First of all, they are issued by our central authority, that is PBC, our central bank. Okay, and then the value, you need to know the value. They are the equivalent of the paper made. For example, here, if it is denominated in 100 RMB yuan, then its value equals to a paper made 100 yuan. Okay, and then the technology, this kind of launching technology only supported by part of blockchain. Not so difficult, all right? Not so difficult as difficult as the Bitcoins. Now let's move to Bitcoins. Let's come to the source. Okay, do you see this picture? Here is a person who is mining. Just now from the video I showed to you, why people should mine when they want to use the digital currencies, right? Mine means you need to make use of some fintech, the blockchain, or use some, you need to connect to the computer technologies. Okay, so the source, the Bitcoin source is not from some central authority, but from some calculations, especially calculations or some high fintech. Okay, the value you can see here is a very small graph. You can see the prices on the Bitcoins just go higher and higher because the number of the Bitcoins is limited. Maybe there are only, let me see the number. The number of the, oh, yes, here. The number of the Bitcoins is only 20, or let me see, 20 billion in total. Okay, 20 billion in total. So if you want to get a Bitcoin, it's like doing a mass examination. If you can finish the examination well, or you can do every question correctly, then you can get a Bitcoin. But you know, because of its scarcity, right? Scarcity, the prices on this kind of currency will become higher and higher. And it is more confused or more complicated is its technology. It is supported by the whole blockchain. So that's the difference between the eCNY and the Bitcoins. I just differentiate from these 3 points, right? Okay, next one, let's see the operations of our eCNY. Our eCNY's operation adopts two-tier operating system. The first one is the central bank issues these digital yuan and then transport them to the commercial banks, which then exchange them for the individuals. So we have the two-tier operating system from the central bank to the commercial banks, then to the public. Okay, the second, as for us, our individuals, we can collect this kind of eCNY through two wallets. The first one is the software wallets. That is what I mentioned, the app, right? Just now from the video, you can see, you can open the smartphone, then you can download the app. Then the app's name is called eCNY. Okay, then you can collect this CNY on this app. The second way, that is the hardware wallets. We also have the physical, okay, physical cards, specially made bank cards. Later, I will show you this kind of cards, and on which you can see the money you spent and the current balance. So it's very convenient and very clear. Okay, as for the app, the payment modes will be added one more option, which is eCNY. So if you downloaded this app, you can find one more option, that is eCNY. So you can choose eCNY for your payment. Okay, next one. Okay, I will let you see some data. In June last year, the pilot scenarios for using the eCNY are up to a total of 1.32 million. Here, RMB yuan, okay, RMB. Sorry, this is the number, 1.32 million. And then while the personal wallets, just now I show you we have the software wallets and the hardware wallets, right? Here I mentioned the software ones, opened 20 million. Okay, and the cumulative transaction amount by using this ECM is 34.5 billion yuan. So you can see the large market in China. Okay, the second, let's see, this is the data in October last year, which is 4 months later. The scenarios are more than doubled. You see, doubled. Okay, up to 3.5 million, while the personal wallets opened 123 million. And the total transaction amount has reached 56 billion. Thus, digital currency promotion speed is very, very fast. But it is not that popular, only opened 10 pilot cities. Just now I told you it's a pity that in Guangxi, okay, Guangxi, our province, even our university is in our capital of our province, but it is not the pilot city. But I think later, because Guangxi is a very good location because we have the China ASEAN Expo, and also we have Beibu Gulf economic zone. And also later I will show you some policies for our province to absorb some investment from foreign countries. So I think in the near future, we will have the ECN in Guangxi, in our city, Nanning. Okay, next one. Okay, I will show you. Okay, here I will show you some policies. Here, but it's a good news that Guangxi is the Guangxi, it is the China Free Trade Zone pilot. Okay, pilot free trade zone, and in recent times, and maybe 1 or 2 years, okay, before, let me see, before 1 or 2 years, okay, these 30 policies to boost Guangxi FTZ appeared. Okay, here I saw a lot of fund supports in different fields of economic development. And ASEAN is China's largest foreign trade partner. Okay, Guangxi's financial opening up gateway for ASEAN. Indonesia is also one of the member, right? Okay, so considering the digital currency bridge research is a limited pilot project, Guangxi has the best position to undertake the pilot project in China. So that is why I mentioned maybe in the near future, we will have the environment or the condition to use the convenient ECNY in Guangxi. Okay, here also we have the RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. Here I also see Indonesia. Okay, also one of the members in this kind of trade agreement, right? It is the world's largest free trade agreement. Okay, the formal implementation of RCEP undoubtedly broadened the stage for the internationalized of our IMB. And I think also the CNY's utility will be more popular in the future. Okay, and the internationalized of our IMB will also provide more comprehensive support for China's participation in the integration of regional value chains, industrial chains, and supply chains. Okay, then what industry, okay, the last one, okay, what industry development will ECNY drive? Here I just showed you 2 points. The first one, the IT and digital transformation of banks. Just now I told you we have 2 ways to use or to collect ECNY. One is the software wallets, the other must be the hardware wallets. So if you use the hardware wallets, which means we use the cards, oh, here is the picture. This is the hardware wallets, a specially made bank card, only for the ECNY. So here you can see a screen, right? This will show you the money you spent. And this is the current balance. So very clear. But if you have the higher cost than the traditional types of bank cards. So if we, this kind of ECNY will drive the IT and digital transformation in the commercial banks, as well as the IT and digital, as well as the manufacturers, manufacturings of this kind of specially made bank cards, and also the transformation of this kind of POS machine. Okay, I just stop here. Today, I just focus on the introduction on the digital currency, and I just take our China digital yuan, ECNY, as the example to show you what the digital currency is. Okay, thank you for your listening. So here is my email address. If you have any questions or if you want to make friends with me, you can send emails to me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Lin Li, for a very elaborate presentation on financial engineering. Now we will have the Q&A session. Please allow me to share the screen. Okay. All right. So we will have the Q&A session. For all the students, if you have any question, please kindly type in your questions in the Zoom chat box. Kindly state your name, where do you come from, and the questions. Okay, I'll read the first question first. The first one is from Arif Pramono. Okay, this is for Professor Lin Li. What do you think about cryptocurrency? Is it needed for future digital development, or is it just another commodity to be traded? What do you think about cryptocurrency, Professor?
Okay, it depends, because in China, just now I mentioned the example Bitcoins. It is banned in China. We cannot use it to exchange for the goods or services in our market. So it can be only a kind of commodity to be traded for some people. So it depends. I think if maybe you can read some laws or some regulations in your country if it is a kind of commodity or it is a kind of future development. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So actually for the cryptocurrency, since it is banned in China, right? For the Bitcoin, so yeah, it can be a commodity to be traded, but it cannot be used there for transactions. So yeah, it is still banned. And the second question is for Dr. Prihat Assih. Hi, my name is Brave. I am from University of Merdeka, Malang. The question is, nowadays there are many new fintech companies such as Bank Jago, ShopeePay, and others, and they minimize the admin fees on their transaction. Because for the admin fees at other banks such as Bank BRI, Mandiri, and others apply a hefty admin fee to pay taxes to the authorities. Does such a system still pay taxes to the authorities? Thank you. Because yeah, the admin fee is so low. Is it because they don't pay any taxes? Very curious about that, Ibu Prihat. What do you think?
Okay. The government of Indonesia has issued regulation about on income tax and value-added tax for fintech operation. So there is a same treatment to income tax and value-added tax for digital transaction or conventional transaction. There is no new tax object in the digital economy. There is only difference in the way of doing transaction. I think the same for you use digitally transaction or transactional, conventional about the obligation to tax. It is,
so actually they do still need to pay taxes.
Yes.
Somehow they just manage to minimize the fees for the customer. Okay, how about in China, Professor Lin Li? Is it the financial technology platform, or do they need to pay taxes to the government?
We have a different kind of regulations or some favorable laws for different types of fintech companies in different regions. And it also depends on the size of the companies. The micro one or the medium size one or the large size one, maybe they will share different favorable articles. Yes, even and as well as the tax eliminations. It depends.
All right. Thank you. The next question is, hi, my name is Franciscus from Unmer. How are the application and transition of fintech that can be applied in the tourism industry? Can be applied in the tourism industry? Maybe Professor Lin Li first.
Fintechs in the
tourism industry.
You mean in the tourism industry?
Yes.
Mm.
I have a research project about let me see, I forgot the name. It means in some fintech company they may make up some for example some applications or some how to say some application. For example, if you go to some places or some tourist spots, and then it can show you the locations, and they can remind you the time of the coming bus and a lot of functions. Yeah. I think they will have many functions in this industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Professor Lin Li. How about in Indonesia, Dr. Prihat? Do you think the fintech can be used in the tourism industry?
Yeah. As Prof. Lin Li said, that fintech can use in many different industry. In tourism, we use fintechs that many transactions can be carried out using financial technology, like maybe leading money for capital for growing the industry, and maybe to payment transaction, or for application and accounting, and find the place of tourism. I think it's many things we can use the fintechs in industry tourism.
Yes. I think nowadays when we book the ticket, flight ticket, for example, and also we book the hotel, we can we have option for payment. Not only paying using credit card, we can also use other option of payment. Like for example, in Indonesia, we use GoPay or OVO Pay. So we have the system installed in the application already.
Okay.
Oh yes, in China we also have some specially made bank cards issued by some commercial banks. If you are the students, maybe you can apply for some credits for tourism, or or some overseas studies. They will share you some lower interest rate credit.
That's great. Yeah, thank you. I will move on to the next question. This is the question number 4. Good morning, this is Wei Hua from Guangxi University of Financial and Technology. I would like to ask 2 teachers a question: how to view the new economic situation of the formation of modern digital currency? Is paper money still necessary? Thank you. How about Professor Lin Li first?
Just now I showed you, right? I showed you the quantity of the MO, right? MO, it is still increasing and increasing, which means still many people seeing cash still a very safe payment tool. And for some elder people, it is also a kind of popular payment tools. But maybe for the youngsters, they would like to use WeChat or Alipay or the eCNY. But still some the elderly or some children, they may choose to use paper money. And is paper money still necessary? I think so. Maybe China is a little special, but for in many countries, the cash or the paper money is still still take the main place. And then I think when we use more paper-made money or use the e-money, it depends on the market. It depends on the supply and the demand of the market. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. So how about Dr. Prihat? What do you think? Do we still need paper money?
Okay. We know now our economy in middle technology revolution. So volume of data to be collected, managed, or telecommunicated is huge. So fintech will allow we to operating almost 24 hours for 7 days. But I think still not everyone have opportunity to use fintech, so they still need to use a physical currency.
Yes,
Because
correct.
if we use fintech, so we should have an technology like a smartphone
Yes.
or other computer tools. Yes.
To support, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
It's still-
penetration of the network, right?
Yes, the network
The
as well.
network
It
is
is,
quite
Yes.
important. Yeah.
it is very
Okay.
important. Yeah. So thank you. Like you mentioned just now, so actually the paper money is still necessary for the youngsters, the younger generation. They don't have their own phone, for example, and then the older generation, even if I give like my mom money, like if it's not, it's in her account, she don't think that I give her money because she don't see the money physically.
Yeah.
She don't realize it. So but for us, the younger generation, of course, if we have the option to choose, of course, a lot of us would choose the financial technology because of the easy of use. We don't have to carry the physical currency. We can just use our phone, for example, and then we can keep track on the transaction. So I don't need any the paper receipt, so I can keep track on the transaction. But of course, both of the physical currency and also the financial technology, both are needed for now. Thank you. Let's move on to the next question. Good morning, Mrs. Claire. My name is Firda Anggun from Merdeka University. I want to ask, China ranks first in the use of digital payment. Then what if there are foreign tourists who want to come on vacation to China? Do they have to adjust by downloading digital payment application in China, or they still need to use paper money? Thank you.
网络有点卡嘞。
So if we want to go to China, what apps do we have to download to make easier payment?
Well, don't worry. If you come to China, you will feel many Chinese are very friendly. They will help you. Don't worry.
Don't
And
worry
then,
about it.
yeah, actually in China, you seldom see people use cash, use paper-made money. They just use Alipay and WeChat Pay. So when you go outside, if you want to take a taxi or you want to purchase some commodities, you can only take your cell phone. So maybe you come to China, you will be used to our environment quickly.
Quickly, yeah.
Yes, the Chinese will help you.
right.
Don't
So,
worry.
yeah, we
And
need
next
to
time,
have-
if possible, you can
Yes.
come to our university to have the tour study. Then maybe in 1 week, you will be used to it.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
So I think the most important thing is, for example, we need to have WeChat and also the Alipay. Just
Yeah.
too basic, yeah. WeChat and
You
Alipay.
can download it in maybe in seconds.
In seconds, yes, correct.
Yeah, in seconds.
Thank you, Professor Lin Li. Next,
Mhm.
the sixth question for Professor Lin Li. Good morning. My name is Fia from University of Merdeka, Malang. My question is, for now, is the Chinese government control the circulation and expenditure of each individual citizen when using electronic Chinese yuan, both consumptive needs and for the investment? Is there any control from the government for the use of the e-money?
For the issuance or the circulation of our money, for the supply of money, we have the fiscal policies and monetary policies. Monetary policies, we have some monetary tools. For example, the interest rate, some open market operations, and also we have the fiscal policies like how to eliminate the taxes or how to increase the tax rates, something like this. So as for eCNY, don't take it, although it is a new product, but in fact it is another form of paper-made Chinese yuan. Because just now I mentioned it is a kind of equivalent of the paper-made currency. But the only difference is that the fiat money, which means the banknotes and the minted coins, the traditional types, will be deposited, stored in our commercial banks. And the commercial banks, the intermediaries, will charge us some fees, right? Some fees for the storages. But as for the ECNY, it is free from this kind of charges. So it will help us to pay in a convenient, quicker, and low-cost way. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Is it clear?
Yes, I think it's clear enough. The second one is how much is the coverage of ECNY is related to the transaction with other countries? So is the company starting using the electronic money to make transactions with other countries?
That's why just now I mentioned the RCEP and the free trade zone, because in our China we have a lot of economic policies to support the utility of our RMB. And we just promote the internationalization of our RMB as well as the ECNY. But I think it's not easy, because even in our mainland China, only 10 pilot cities can use ECNY. But you know, in China, we have 31 provinces. So I think it is a new product, and it must be manipulated or controlled by our central authorities. But we believe in it, we trust it. And I think we have many channels, like some international cooperations like RCEP and our local free trade zone, different kinds of supports or some favorable articles then can help us to be used to using this ECNY. Okay.
Right. Thank you. How about Dr. Prihat? Do you have any add-on on this? The government of Indonesia is also controlling the use of e-money as well, right?
Okay. Yeah. Up to now, there is about 14 regulation in regulated the digital currency. So because for transaction more
than certain amount, right?
More secure and no one to for secure transaction, I think.
Okay, so to make sure the secure transaction, it is normal for the government, of course, to control the e-money transaction as well. Thank you. Next, the seventh question. Good morning, Mrs. Claire. My name is Rizkia Zevanya from Merdeka University. I want to ask, can electronic Chinese yuan be used overseas or only in China, and will it be used as an international fintech? Thank you.
ECNY now just we have 10 pilot cities, right, in our mainland China. And also we last year or this year, I'm not sure, in early months this year or the end of last year, we also have some contract with Hong Kong. Hong Kong, you know, Hong Kong is our international financial center. And it is also a center, right? Goes between mainland China and foreign countries. And also we have some cooperations with Hong Kong, and as well as some countries in the RCEP. For example, with Thailand and with Vietnam. And with Malaysia, some Asian countries. And also I would like to see more cooperation, economic cooperation with Indonesia. I'm just looking for this news. And I think the ECNY, the new product will be promoted, will be popularized in the future. Yeah.
So now, since it is only the pilot project, since it is the beginning only, you can only see it in China at
Yeah,
the
only
moment.
in China. Yeah.
But
mainland China and Hong Kong. Yeah.
yeah, mainland China and Hong Kong, but maybe in
Yeah.
the future it can be used as an international digital currency, maybe.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next question. Good morning, I am Charlie from Merdeka Malang University. I would like to ask about how do you introduce this modern digital currency to the old generation or to who are unfamiliar enough with the technology? Thank you. Maybe Professor Lin Li first, then I will move on to Ibu Dr. Prihat.
Oh, I'm not sure if you know the kickcock in China.
What
you
is
can see
that?
many videos. Do you
What
know
is that?
kickcock?
No. No.
Yeah, there are many videos on it, and then many youngsters or some different
Oh, you
different
mean TikTok?
hosts.
Is it
Yeah,
TikTok?
yeah, yeah, TikTok,
Yeah. We
You
know
can
TikTok.
see many teaching videos to teach
Okay.
you how to use this app and how to use that. And
Okay.
also in China, we have some universities for the elders.
Oh,
And
really?
some youngsters, some youngsters may teach how to use this kind of new fintech or new technologies, smartphones to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the youngsters will volunteer to teach the elder generations.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good idea.
It's a pity that sometimes I'm not so patient to teach my parents. That's my fault. I'm not that patient.
Same here. Okay, how about Ibu Dr. Prihat? What do you think? How to introduce this modern digital currency to the old generation?
Okay, maybe we should explain the advantages to using the digital currency with the interesting promotion. But it is we know that it's not easy because we should change the human behavior. So maybe let they still use commercial conventional currency.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Do we still have any more questions? If not, then I think we have come to the end of our session for today's class. Thank you so much, Associate Professor Lin Li, for a very elaborate teaching on the financial engineering. And also thank you so much to Ibu Dr. Prihat Assih for a very insightful presentation of the financial technology. I believe you all learned so much from both of you. And thank you for the very interactive discussion. And now for the photo session, I will give to the Go Study. I will give the floor to Go Study to lead us to photo session. For all the audience, can you please turn on your camera? We are going to have the photo session. Thank you.
Yeah, please, dear participant, please turn on your camera and we will have a group photo session. Okay.
Can you please turn on your camera, everyone? Yes, very good. And smile to the camera. Thank you.
Okay. I will coming down.
We have quite a number of slides. Okay. How is it, Luna? Is it all done?
Wow. Hey, baby. Hi.
Okay.
Beautiful.
1, 2, 3. Okay, can we have next slide? 1, 2, 3. Can you please turn on your camera, everyone? Smile to the camera. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right.
Thank you so much for your time to attend this course. And thank you so much for our Unmer friends to give such wonderful.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Luna.
much to professors, students.
Probably.
Thank you, Dr. Lin Li.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Prihat. Thank you.
Welcome to China. Welcome to our university.
Yes, you're also welcome to our university.
Okay.
Please come here to Malang. You are all welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye. Bye.
See you.
See you
Bye.
again soon. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.